You've been dependent on resources that has limitations. So God has to shut up and shut down the stuff you've been depending on because it has an end to it. Ah, glory. So God brings you to a desert to let you discover the well that's within you. The Bible says death and life are in the power of the tongue. If you're hungry, speak. If you're thirsty, speak. If you want to be free, speak. If you want a new suit, speak. If you want to be debt free, speak. There's a well of resources in your mouth. If you would just open up your big mouth and let the river of prophecy release your blessing. Come on. You didn't really learn how to pray until all your resources was out. You didn't really get serious for God until all your money was gone. You didn't really cry out to God until you thought you was in trouble. I ain't talking about just trouble, but trouble. When you got to the place when your resources dried up, you didn't care how pretty you prayed. You didn't care how intelligent you prayed. You said, help! Help me, God. When you run out of your external resources, you tap into the well that's inside of you. He said, I got meat. He said, Master, I done brought you some food. Here's the revelation. What we think we need to survive can never keep us. If I can just get another job, if I could just get a pay raise, if I could just get a man that has a job. It's easy to get a man without a job, but a man with a job. And don't really get particular and say a man that's saved with a job. Come on, somebody. Tap your neighbor and say, that's a limited resource. Come on, talk to him. That's a limited resource. No wonder you're frustrated. No wonder you're upset. No wonder you get ready to throw in the towel. God said, I'm going to shut off all that stuff you depend on the outside of you so you can find some satisfaction from the source of energy and power that I put inside of you. How did Jesus survive for 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness without any food? And he fought off Satan without any external resources. He did that to show us that whatever we think we need is not going to be enough to get us through what we're going through. That's why miracles are wrought when you give away the last of your external resources, because the faster you become depleted is the faster you'll tap into the eternal resource of everlasting life that's inside of you. As long as you have a little bit left, it hinders the well that's inside of you from bringing forth. Oh, I know. That's why I'm stopping. I can't race by here. I can't race by here because I'm getting revelation for myself. Now I understand it wasn't important that it's important that you give your first, because he tells you to give your first. Yeah. Tap your neighbor, but when you're in trouble, it is priority that you give your last. Oh, my. We are here tonight to tap into the supernatural. So to be able to enter into the supernatural, I must deplete my natural resource. God told the children of Israel, he said, every day I'm going to let manna from heaven come down on the earth. He said, every day. Somebody say every day. Every day that you're in the wilderness of your situation, I will supernaturally supply. I'm putting you in a place where no crops will grow. I'm putting you in a place where there is no brooks or streams. I'm putting you in a place where there is no signs of life anywhere. There's no signs of life except you. Tap your neighbor and say, you need to rejoice, because if everything's dead around you but you must recognize that God's hand has to be upon you. If nothing can live in the state that you're in except you must be in the hand of God. My job done died. My 401k done died. My car done died. My relationship done died. Everything dying around me, but yet I've been left to see it die. You see it as a curse. You don't see the blessing of God that's on you while you're able to see everything in your environment die but you. Why am I? Ask yourself a question. Why am I still here? You are grieving about stuff that's been outside of you, not realizing that God is trying to give you a tip that you have enough life source in you to keep you when the stuff outside of you can't be kept. Somebody say manna, manna. Manna didn't come up from the ground. Manna came from heaven. Tap your neighbor, said, I need some heavenly things right now. I'm tired of being disappointed trying to get my resources met by limited things. Matter of fact, let's bust this. By sources that were never intended to satisfy the thirst. That how can a cup of water satisfy an eternal thirst? Manna every day. He said, I promise you. The enemy has messed up some of y'all's minds and you've forgotten the promise of God. Because you relate God to your external aesthetic resources. God don't need nothing you think you need to feed you. Back to manna. He says, every day I'll give you fresh manna. Tap your neighbor and say, here's the condition now. You can't save anything. You can't save stuff that comes from the supernatural. Because the stuff comes from the supernatural is for now. Give me bless somebody. Tap your neighbor one more time. Matter of fact, y'all sit closer to each other because you're reaching too far. Move over. Tap your neighbor and say, stuff that comes from the supernatural, talk to them, has no preservatives in it. It's not designed to have shelf life. Because God's trying to tell you, he has plenty. Y'all ain't hearing me. He has plenty to give you. He promised you every morning new mercies I'll send you. God said I'll send it quick. Kim, I'll send it fast. Come on, church, help me with the last part. And in a hurry. Get the revelation. Y'all ready? God said, when I send you resources, eat it quickly. He said, if you try to save it, it's going to turn into worms on you.